Yeah, QT's been playing Kaya for a hot minute here. He's not like a bandwagon Kaya or anything like that, but still, you're seeing a lot of more people feeling comfortable playing Kaya and do well.
Yeah, so here we are, opening up on Brawlhalla with a down sig to start off the damage. And Fiend on the Wushang's definitely relentless. We talk about it every time. I'm going to bring it up the first time he's on stream every time. Fiend basically invented how to play Spear in Brawlhalla. I feel like he's been pushing it further before it got popular in any other region. And he has such a specific playstyle that he's so consistent with that it makes him terrifying to play against. So seeing him opening up with the gauntlets here is really fantastic, but this is the weapon that I'm expecting to get the majority of his knockouts on.
Yeah, it's so funny because like Fiend should be more synonymous with Spear than I think he is, because a lot of people like to look at North America, but yeah, Fiend, he's been playing Spear for so long. Like basically his entire character pool is Spear plus weapon.
The read was correct there on the weapon throw, but the recovery didn't go high enough to be able to get the hits. But yes, you're absolutely correct. The downsig opens up the game with it, ends the stock with it there as he takes the lead, and switches right back over to the gauntlets here actually to continue adding on damage to QT. So that might actually be how he has to play in this matchup here, as QT has kind of joined the Kaya meta train, right, where we've got like these two sides of competitive play where everybody's picking either Mordex or Kaya, and he's on that side.
Well, I mean, can't go wrong with the Kaya. We've seen the signature kit of Kaya just be such a strong tool. Fiend trying to get the multiple side airs, which can be so devastating off stage, but QT got past it.
Oh, weapon throw just barely gets it there. Gets the stuff recovery on that too. That just would have been the stock. Nair, one more of those could do it, even grounded at this point. But Fiend only getting hit by Nairs means he's sending the stock as far forward as possible. Ground pound hits, and the gravity cancel neutral signature.
He had line of sight?
I wonder if it was because it wasn't because QT had line of sight, but because Fiend had line of sight. Like his head was like popping over the side of the stage with the ground pound to hit it, but that was bizarre. Usually when we talk about line of sight, we're talking about it's an opponent on the edge of the stage if their eyes are appearing above the side of the stage. But Kaya clearly wasn't there, so that was interesting.
Well, definitely helped QT out there, got that stock, but Fiend still maintaining that lead, unperturbed by that owl catching him from the ground there.
Yeah, the Acno recovery, right? Yeah. And that is definitely a classic for Kaya at this point. Oh, I can't believe he didn't sidelight that. I was almost certain, like, that's sidelight. He just ended up dashing forward instead, and he was like, okay, and then gets the knockout on the right side of the stage.
Well, now final stock here for QT. Back to the bow. Fiend, he's been doing such a good job with these gauntlets, just maintaining that pressure on a QT.
Oh, yeah, and just look at that 4-hit string coming through, gets the sider back to the stage. Nair's right underneath it, but the ground pound from QT to the weapon throw will get the recovery, and QT celebrating that a little bit there, because that was very necessary. I think Fiend had less damage than QT has on him right now when he got that stock.
Yeah,
that was
that bow ground pound was so critical, and then being able to follow it up with that weapon toss that caught Fiend right as he recovered. Really well done from QT to bring him back into this one.
Nair spikes him off the left side of the stage. Ground pound running off the side of the stage does not connect. There's the down stick getting him off the left side of the stage.
He charged it?
He charged it, and he made sure that he positioned facing the correct way.
Yeah.
Because the Wushang down stick's interesting. It grabs on both sides, but once you go through the spiral in the center, you'll always be churned out in the direction that he's facing. So Fiend had to be sure that he pivoted that in a way to where QT was going to get knocked out no matter which way he dodged. But yeah, there's that neutral stick that we were looking at there. That was crazy. And that down tick there just had enough force, but yeah, some highlights coming through here.
But interesting of note, definitely leaned on those gauntlets. Like we saw it in the gameplay, but you're seeing it on the stats as well. 437 damage put out on those gauntlets versus 105 on his spears. So despite being a prolific spear player, he's got great gauntlet plays as well.
Yeah, the gauntlets are the name of the game here, and I'm wondering if this means QT's going to break out a different legend after twice on Brawlhalla. They're just not being able to get the job done because Fiend's looking fantastic so far here, and there it is. The Asuri coming through to fight against Fiend here in game number 2. The down stick's a light attack for him, I guess.
Yeah.
It makes sense. He's kind of either using it to catch a landing after every jump's been expended, or he's using it to catch a dodge in or over him after a neutral light has connected. And he's been doing really great with it in a way to where it's like, I don't feel like he's going to get punished for it even if it misses.
He's gotten away with so many of them, and honestly, like, he's connected with a bunch of them. The way that he charges it is really throwing QT off as well. Like, he'll charge it for just long enough, QT comes in, then immediately throws it out and catches QT in the air.
Yeah, because we were talking a bit about the nice recovery. We were talking about the Thea down sig on Lance and how it has that property where like the hitbox is active and then you charge it and then you can choose how long you charge it before the next hitbox comes out. And Wushang down sig works like that in a similar way. But like Koji, you can add a little bit of extra charge for that oomph, and sometimes you can go even further if you expect your opponent not to be spamming dodge to get out of it. And that's exactly what Fiend is so good at doing.
He's insane on these gauntlets right now. Cutie. Over to this.
Oh, there it is again. Yeah, that's great. He's got that. He's fantastic with that. And he's been getting him at the edge of the stage, always getting the right direction when he's facing. Cutie switches over to the Asuri and it's looking even more dire.
Yeah, the swap to the Asuri has basically amounted to nothing. Sword in hand now. Can he get a downlight side air?
Yeah,
needs a little more.
Not even enough, and Cutie goes all the way up the side of the stage. That's a great edge guard there. I would have said, like, I don't know if you should be doing this on one stock, but I mean, he has to do what he can to get.
Yeah, he has to get the stocks.
He's got to get the stocks and not take damage while getting them too. And that's the difficult ask of Cutie right now. Oh, sidelight, double D-light, Sair, Nair, chase dodge
going
up. What? Fiend literally was like, the only way this combo stops is if you hit me.
He wanted that combo to go all the way off screen.
And now Fiend's kind of like, let me demonstrate to you what happens when I use my main weapon. He's like, I've been using gauntlets the entire time. Double D-line sider on the left side, just over 2 minutes. It's a 2-stock after that switch to the Asuri, and Cutie has got to be doing some soul searching there after that one, because I imagine he was like, okay, the Asuri is going to do better against what I am struggling against, and that was not really the case.
Last opportunity here. Now you're seeing Fiend doing so well. Yeah, dude, seriously, like, he can go wrong with none of his weapons.
Look at that, downlight. Insane. Downlight into the down signature, right? There's a lot of things where you're like, you could have gotten guaranteed damage, but he's reading how his opponent's dodging so well that he might as well get guaranteed knockouts, because that's how accurate he's been with those down sigs.
He's been wild.
What do you think? What do you think Cutie's going to play? All right.
What I think he's going to play is probably he's going to go back to the last pick, the Kaya.
Yeah.
Do I think it'll work? Not really.
Oh,
okay,
he's actually stuck with Tigress.
3,
yeah. Okay.
2, 1, brawl.
Neutral light opened up from Fiend. Cutie, maybe he'll lean a little bit more onto this sword. He had some moments in the end of game 2 where I was like, okay, maybe his guitars are starting to come alive here, but even then, Fiend's just so dominant right now.
Yeah. Miami Dome is going to have to hopefully do it for him, right? Brawlhaven would just seem to be so good for Fiend, and Fiend was taking advantage of those small corners by carrying him over the down sigs. But like, now that Fiend's starting to get a read with the spear, I really do feel like Fiend's just decided, like, okay, I guess I can show you what I have on spear, because every time that he connects one move with that, like 5 follow, and spear is not exactly like most weapons in Brawlhalla. You get your like 1 or 2 guaranteed hits. Seeing Fiend get 5 hits after an opening in neutral every single time, getting over that 34 to 40 damage per engagement, that's incredible. And he's still running away with the lead here against Cutie.
Yeah, he's just maintaining this pressure on top of Cutie. Chase dodges, catches him with the Nair as well, gets extra hits. Cutie finally finds a rebuttal, right? But then here comes Fiend again. 2. Goes for the weapon toss to keep that pressure going. Oh. Still getting hits, no responses. Cutie finally finds a little bit of damage.
Yeah, sidelights are coming through though, and the Nair connects, and there's that down. That still works. He doesn't even have to get he just has to carry him in. He gets, and that's like the one case where you can see like Wushang blasting somebody away where he's not facing when you only fall into the blast. Fiend gets the knockout again, and Cutie shaking his head, being like, "What do I do against this Fiend?"
Yeah, he just does not have any answers to Fiend right now. That gauntlet, D-Sig, the spear, everything that Fiend's bringing to the table, and Cutie's just struggling.
Holy cow, Nair hits. Another Nair almost comes through, there's no dodge, and Fiend knows it, gets to the chase dodge down Nair. Okay, Cutie gets a wake-up neutral light to break that pressure, but man, Fiend is on top of him. I mean, he's on the verge of a 3-stock, dude. There's no way. Okay, D-Light recovery. I'm glad I casters first that, because, This is about being as one-sided as we let it off to be, but I was still kind of hoping that wasn't going to be the case. Let's see if Cutie can bring it back. No, those neutral sigs. How does Fiend get him every single time? Cutie not dodging the way that he should. Those neutral sigs, that's the first one I think we've seen miss. Sidelight tries to go for that pivot down light there to go for the knockout. Cutie getting some good damage in.
Thought he had the dodge there, didn't quite catch.
Oh, I thought he was going to recovery after that pogo. Neutral sig goes for a jump, creating Cutie stays grounded. That's scary. Scary position to be in, though.
Yeah. I mean, that is a whirling fan blade right above your head, and Fiend with another down sig. Gonna take game number 3.
I love that last stock because Fiend picked up the gauntlets, fast fell on top of Cutie, ate 2 downlights, and was like, I'm still trying to land and hit down sig. I'm just ready to finish this game and move on to my next winner's bracket match. And that was dominant in Fiend's favor there.
Yeah, I mean, South America